And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. I'm your on-air host, Sara DiVello, and I am so delighted to welcome back for the second year in a row, the incredible #1 New York Times bestselling author and founder of the Ashe Cayne Series, here to give us the scoop about his second book in the series, Wolf Point, Dr. Ian K. Smith. Dr. Ian, welcome back, sir. Tell us about this fabulous book.
Sarah, I'm so glad to be back. Let's make this a yearly appointment if I can keep writing these novels.
Yes.
I'm excited because I really and I hope all authors feel this way. I love the characters in my book and my series. I love that they go on great journeys. I love mysteries, of course. It's the best genre ever created. Um, but Wolf Point is a lot of fun because as an author, even though it's a different case, totally different case, and I'll talk about that in a second, but as an author you get to develop the story and you develop the characters, and so the characters start forming an arc. And there are a lot of subplots in this book. There's Ashe Cayne and his romantic failings and being left at the altar in book one, or the history of it in book one, and him having kind of a flirtatious relationship with Carolina Espinoza. Everyone keeps writing me saying, when are you going to make that relationship happen? Then there's Ashe and his dad. His dad's this type A psychiatrist. They've been very cold to each other, but the
Mm.
mother died, and so now they're trying to reestablish the relationship. Then there's Ashe and the Chicago Police Department. They don't like him because he would not participate in the cover up of a bad police shooting. So there's that tension. So there's just you get to see the seeds that were planted in book one, The Unspoken, and I get a chance to take them to the next stage. And so that's what's really exciting about Wolf Point.
There is so much to talk about here, Ian, and I am so excited to get into every tasty tidbit of it. But first, I just want to welcome all of our fans and friends who are watching on Facebook, who are watching on YouTube, who are watching at the bookstore, who are watching on my channels. Welcome, 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 friends. If you've been here before, you know the drill. And if you are new, we're so happy to have you. Welcome. And here's the drill. Every Monday for hashtag Mystery Monday, I give you my two hand-picked featured authors, and you get to ask them anything. So here is your time to ask this incredible #1 New York Times bestselling author anything you like about his characters, about Ashe Cayne, about writing a series versus a standalone, about his detective turned private eye, anything you want. His writing process, how is he putting out a book a year? I got a lot of questions, y'all. So buckle in, get them going in the comments, and I will get them right over to Dr. Ian. So let's kick off with the most exciting news ever. This book has been optioned for film. Ian, give us the scoop. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so a producer read The Unspoken. He really liked it, and he optioned it. The way the process works is you get a producer to option it, which means they buy the rights to make it into a movie or a TV show. So they optioned it last year, the whole series. And we are now in the final stages of negotiating a contract with a streaming service. I can't say which one yet, with a streaming service that's going to turn this into a TV show. And it's exciting. I mean, listen, I write the books. I love writing the books, and that's always going to be the engine. To be able to turn it into a TV show is a great add on. Hollywood is Hollywood. Hollywood may do things differently than how I would do it, but it is nice that they're going to make it into a streaming TV show and bring these characters to animated life. So it's exciting.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. So, okay, so many questions. When you're writing, Ian, are you a visual person? Are you picturing Denzel in the role? Are you picturing someone in the role? Do you know in your mind who it is and you're writing to that person? Are you gonna, oh my gosh, I have so many questions. Are you gonna be involved in this at all? Do you get to weigh in when casting? Do you get to be, are you involved in the producing? Tell us everything. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So when I write my books, I'm a very visual person. One of my favorite authors is a guy who no longer is with us. His name is Dominic Dunn. And Dominic Dunn, to me, was a master of detail and making you feel like you could see it and smell it and touch it and hear it. And so I like to write in a way that's very visual. I want you to see the streets of Chicago. I want you to see what someone is wearing. I want you to see the scar on their face. I want you to see the size of their neck. That to me makes a reader feel like they are in the scene. And that is always my goal, to put you in the scene. And some of the greatest compliments I get from readers is they say, wow, I felt like I've been to Chicago, for 2 weeks now. I feel like I know the city of Chicago. And that's kind of what I'm trying to elicit from my readers. When I see my characters and I see the scenes, I see them as scenes. I see them visually, the fight scenes, the romantic scenes, the discovery of a dead body. All these things I can see in a very cinematic way, and so I think that the series is built for TV, and so I'm excited about that. The way the process really works, and I'm a neophyte here, is and my good friend Harlan Coben, who's done this many times on Netflix, has advised me through the process. As the writer of the book, you have to divorce yourself from the book and the adaptation, because Hollywood has different kind of principles and guidelines and all those kinds of things. So, will I be involved in the casting? It depends. Sometimes the producers will say, "Hey, help us out on this." Sometimes they'll say, "You know what? Let us handle all this." So far, it seems like they want me to be helpful in casting choices. Also, in the writing of it, there is a writer, a screenwriter, who's going to tackle the bulk of the writing, but he's already collaborated with me to ask me what I thought about certain plot points. So my agent said, "You're going to be involved in this as much as you want or as little as you want." And so I want to be in it, but I don't want to micromanage either.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So while you were writing, who were you picturing as Ash? I know who I'm
Well,
picturing.
well, I really liked Idris Elba. If you have to go for a name for somebody,
Yes.
he could be a great Ash. Michael B. Jordan would be a great Ash. And there are also some not so famous actors who I think are really good actors who could fit the role. Ash is handsome, he's fearless, he's tough, he's sensitive, he's a wise, smart aleck. He's always
He's a
wisecracking.
golfer.
He's a golfer, big time golfer, car enthusiast. He's just a cool dude, basically. And so I think there are a lot of good actors who can play him very well.
A fan of the movie Silver Linings Playbook. Who knew? Speaking of taste it, touch it, smell it, bringing us into that Ukrainian bakery, into the bowels of the bakery as Yeltsin's slurping that soup and surrounded by the delicious smells. So I loved, and then there's the super awkwardness where Yeltsin is a huge action film, and Ash is very awkwardly trying to tell him about about Silver Lining Playbook and the character Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. What was the inspiration behind that scene, Ian?
Because Ash can't stop himself from being sarcastic and poking fun at everybody. So even in the most serious moments, he has a way of being just that, where he can just kind of tinge you a little bit. So here's Yeltsin, this Lithuanian baker, hardcore guy, maybe connected to the Lithuanian mob. He's in his bakery in a back room, giving Ash some kind of knowledge. Ash walks in and sees all these action movies up, and then wants to try to talk to him about Silver Lining Playbook. I mean, that's the kind of thing Ash Cayne will do. He's just that sarcastic.
Are you that sarcastic, Ian?
Yeah, yeah, I think I am. I mean, there's a scene. One of my favorite. My mother just finished reading the book, by the way, um, and my mother's very critical, as most
Ooh.
mothers are, and she really enjoyed the book. But chapter 16, when he goes to visit Purnell Watson in the beauty supply store in the tough South Side of Chicago,
Mm.
that may be my favorite writing scene. And
Ooh.
I wrote this book over a year ago, by the way, because I'm already a year ahead. But my mother said, when she was reading, she said, "Oh my goodness, I love chapter 16." And so I reread it while I was in the gym, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I really like this chapter." So, um, yeah, it, I like that chapter because of the sarcasm, because Ash is messing around, but then he gets serious, and that's just kind of that's how I see life. You can't take life too seriously.
I love that. I love that. I want to welcome Marilyn, welcome Nancy, welcome Nathan, welcome Melissa, welcome Patricia, welcome Alan, welcome Karen, welcome Elaine, welcome Sally, welcome Kaylee. Kylie, sorry about that. Welcome, y'all. So great to have you. If you have any questions for Dr. Ian, just get them going in the comments and I will get them right over to him. So, Ian, I just want to make sure I understood you. Was that your favorite scene to write or your favorite scene to read? The tough scene, the scene in the beauty supply store on the tough south side of Chicago. That's your favorite to read or write or both?
It's both. It's both favorite to write and read. But one of my favorite, the other favorite scene, which I cannot say, is the very second to last scene, uh, kind of the denouement, where
Okay.
everything comes down. Um, there's something that happens in that scene that to me is classic to one of the characters, and I really like reading that scene because what that character does in that scene is exactly who he is, and it just speaks volumes to who he is as a character.
Ooh, okay, cool. So as you're reading it, fam, when you get to the second to last scene, the denouement, that's Dr. Ian's favorite scene. All right, Ian, this book is racking up great praise, as do all of your books. Kirkus reviews raving. Smith's love of Chicago is palpable in his rich depictions of its diversity, vitality, and unique pockets. A brisk, and twisty whodunit with a motley cast that includes the city of big shoulders. Incredible review there. That must have felt really great to feel like they get it. Did you feel like they really got it, or another review really got it?
Well, it's interesting. So I don't read my reviews because
Oh,
I
was
don't.
this the first you're hearing it?
Yeah, well, someone said that you had a great Kirkish review. I didn't read the review, by the way.
I'm
But
popping it up for you.
okay, thank you. And let me tell you why.
Tell
It's
me.
not. It's not because I don't. It's not because I am worried that people are going to be critical of it. Everyone has a right to have an opinion about how I write, what I write. Completely no problem. I just feel as though, as a creative person, that I have to write what is in my heart, in my mind, what I feel connected to, in the way that I enjoy doing it. And so I always have believed that writers should write for themselves first. If you don't love what you're writing and how you're writing it, how can you expect someone else to like it? So I write what I like. I am a big reader, I'm a big consumer in digital media, streaming services of the detective thriller genre. And so I write how I want to read, how I want to see my shows. And others may see it differently and they have every right to, but I don't know if that's helpful to me. Obviously, it's very nice. This is Kirkish Reviews. To get this kind of review is really a big deal.
Yeah.
I get it, but it doesn't change my process. It doesn't
Mm,
change my love of what I do. And I don't think I'm any more important. I'm just very stable. Like, this is what I
yeah.
do. I like doing what I'm doing, and I hope the readers like it.
Yeah, because I could see how if you start to read the good reviews and to feed off those, then you would also have to read the bad reviews, and then you could really start to get influenced and start to write not for you, but to try to please some large entity of unpleased. You can please all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time, but then you start to water your own brand down. So I love that, and you have um the self control to not allow yourself. I can't do that. Ian, I peak.
Well, I tell my mother wants to read every single review, and I'm like, Ma, you've got to stop. Like, stop. I don't want to hear about it. Then she gets upset because this person said something that was actually wrong what they said. That's not
Mm,
what happened in the book. So it's like you end up going down the rabbit hole with reviews, honestly. And so all I care about, do the readers like it? All I want to know is that they like it, that they enjoy it, that it was a fun ride. No one's a perfect writer. No one's going to be, appeal to everybody. My job is to be a storyteller and to intrigue you and engage you for the
ooh.
period of time that you're reading my story.
I love that. My job is a storyteller. I love that. I love that. And so do you feel that not reading the reviews allows you to focus more fully on that? I love it.
100%. I don't write for awards. I don't write for reviews. Honestly and true, I know this sounds cliche. I write for the readers. I write for the readers who send me message on Instagram and say, "Oh my goodness, I just finished Wolf Point. I got another year to wait for this." So that is like fuel to my fire. Or one reader said to me, "I was up to 2 and 3 in the morning 3 nights in a row because I could not stop reading this book." That is like gold to an author, particularly in this genre.
Well, I'll tell you, Anne, you kept me up until 3 a.m. last night, and I am thoroughly enjoying Wolf Point. Ash is such a he is such a quirky and interesting and complex and multi-layered dude. I mean, I want to hang out with this guy. I want to meet this guy. I want to volunteer my time to be his trusty sidekick, because he seems like a really cool guy and a really fun time. Christina Powers is saying hi. She is, of course, a politically read girl on Instagram. She's a bookstagrammer extraordinaire. Christina, great to have you here. Popping her link in the comments. It's so great to have you. Let me know if you have any questions for Dr. Ian. Thanks for joining us. Also, when you were writing this, first of all, okay, you're putting a book out a month because I hosted you last September. You're amazing in your spare time, and no, not a slacker here, everybody. Dr. Ian is, of course, also a medical doctor, has a very big career. How long did it take you to write this book? Does it take you a year? Does it take you less than a
No,
year? What's
no,
your day
no.
like? Walk us
Well,
through.
I write very differently than probably most other authors. I write in my head first. So I spend about 2 months just thinking of the book. I think of the characters, the setting, the various plot points, the bigger plot points. So I let it gel in my head first. I don't have an outline. I just let it bake and bake and bake. Then when I feel like it's baked and pretty good, then I'm willing to take it out the oven and then I set it on the table. And that table for me is getting to the computer. Then I sit down and write. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I haven't overly written the book in my head because I'd like spontaneity as a creator. I also want to have fun writing. I just don't want to kind of sit here and do an outline and then take the outline and then fill in the gaps on the computer. I want to have kind of like the basic backbone, the basic architecture, and then I want to be able to go in different spaces that I hadn't seen coming. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes, you hear authors say the character writes him or herself or the scene wrote itself. What they're saying is that it just started happening. And so therefore the character took control of their own narrative. And if you feel like even though you're obviously writing it, you feel like the character drove it, and that's kind
Mm.
of how I write. So I write in my head first, then I sit to the computer and write. And I'm a very fast typist, thanks to my high school teacher, Miss Capacity, wherever you are. Even though as an athlete in high school, I thought it was the worst thing that we had to take typing. It was one of the most fundamentally useful courses I've ever taken in my life. I'm a very fast typist, thanks to Mrs. Capacity. But anyway, so I write really fast. So I can sit down and boom, 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 and write pages and pages and pages in no time at all. So it doesn't take me long to physically write the book, but I do spend about 2 months thinking about the book.
So during those 2 months, do you ever worry that you're going to lose the thought or lose the place? So you're just literally thinking about it just as you go about your
All the
day.
time. I'm in the
Wow.
car. I'm in the car. I'm driving. I'm at a game. I can be at a concert. I can be anywhere. I remember writing some of the Unspoken, the previous novel, waiting for a train at Wimbledon in London, outside of Central London. I was waiting for a train, and I'm sitting there thinking. In that particular case, I thought so much that I actually took a piece of paper, and I like to fold up a piece of paper so I can kind of write small here and here. And here. And so I actually wrote some of that waiting on the train going to Wimbledon. I'll never forget that. That was fun.
Wow, I love that. I love that. A lot of what you said when I hosted you last year, what has really stayed with me because I love your clarity, I love your focus, I love your energy. You are on point and you are firing on all cylinders. And one of the questions I asked you last year was, how do you turn up the heat? How do you keep the suspense going? How do you keep the tension going? How do you keep a reader up till 3 a.m. begging for just one more chapter, but so tired, but they can't stop? So, and at the time, you talked about how you take everyday relatable situations like the stress of sitting in traffic and something that just the thought of that you're late, the cars aren't moving, the light, the brake lights in front of you are stopping and going, and that is, you take something relatable and then you crank that up. Any further thoughts on that? Are you still using that process?
Yeah, not only that, but I also believe that Stephen King is has wrote this great book on writing, which talks about writing well and writing engaging writing, engagement writing. I always like to write to make sure that every chapter counts. There's nothing gratuitous in my book. I don't have just like a fluff chapter where the character is kind of doing something completely unrelated. I want the readers to realize that every chapter they are digesting, that it's important to the end. Because remember, we're trying to figure out what happened. Classic mystery detective, what exactly happened? So my feeling is I wanted every chapter to matter so much. If you took that chapter away, there'd be a hole in the book. That's how you know, in my opinion, if you're writing well. Okay. And if you're not writing extraneously. And so for me, it's all about making sure you need every domino in place for the whole line to fall. And that's how I write. I want you to, as a reader, to also feel like there's a takeaway from each chapter, right? Like in chapter 14, there are a couple things you need to learn. Whether you learn that the character never made it home on time,
Mm.
whether you learn that someone had used a different name in the past, whatever it is, every chapter you have to have something tangible that you can hold on to because it's another piece in the puzzle.
I notice you also write short chapters, which I think is maybe part of your master plan, keeping us up past 3 a.m. because we have to keep reading. We think, oh, it's just not that long of a chapter. I can do this. But then we read 10 more chapters. You evil genius, you. So are you doing that on purpose to hold our attention? Or is that a strategy? Is that just how your brain works? What's the process behind that?
I tend to believe that shorter chapters are more digestible.
Mm.
And if you're like me, I read all over the place. I read in the car, I read waiting for a train, I read on the plane. So sometimes you only have 10, 15 minutes to read and you want to get through the chapter. And so I really like the shorter chapters because you can say to yourself, okay, I got 10 minutes left of my lunch break. I know I can finish chapter 15, and boom, you can finish it. I think the longer chapters, sometimes if you can't finish them and you stop in the middle of it, then you got to come back to it. Then you got to refresh yourself to what happened. And remember, with, with mystery novels, excuse me, remember, every thing is contiguous. Everything is contingent. And so you don't want to miss something. I mean, you need to pay attention to every detail because what happens in chapter 2 has a reflection of what happens in chapter 35. And you got to remember these things. So I just think that from a logistical standpoint and a reader comprehension standpoint, shorter chapters are better.
I love that. I love that. And I totally agree because also our attention spans are shrinking and shrinking. So that helps us to stay focused. Christina would like to know what inspired you to write and to choose this genre. Let's take both of those parts of the question. Christina, great question. Dr. Ian, gives the skinny.
Yeah, well, I've always loved mysteries. Going back to as a grammar school student, elementary school student, reading Encyclopedia Brown. I loved Encyclopedia Brown and another book called The Great Brain. And they were both mysterious young adult, not young, young children mystery books. And so that is really what piqued my attention. And I just love, I'm always been a curious person. And so the idea of trying to solve this and figure it out before it actually comes, that's always been key. So that's why I love the genre starting off as a kid. The reason why I started to write this particular genre is because I read John Grisham's The Firm before it became famous. My aunt, who was a big reader, said, "Hey, you got to read this book." And I was in college, first year, and I read The Firm, and I could not stop reading this book. I was reading it driving my car. When I got to stoplights and stop signs, I was trying to get a page in, and I was like, "Geez, I hope that one day I will be able to write a book that can capture someone's attention and imagination and all the feelings I had. It was so cathartic." And so I said, I want to write a book like that just because I want to be able to entertain and engage someone else like I felt I was. And I just did it.
Well, you sure did. And I love that answer. And it's so cool that you're able to trace it back to those, those two specific books when you were a kid. And then John Grisham, who has been at the store, I know, has been hosted as an author there, to know that this is the thing that really kicked it off for you. Absolutely love that. Why do you set the Ashe Cayne series in Chicago?
Well, selfishly because I live in Chicago and have lived there for many years, but also because Chicago is such a perfect setting for this type of book. Chicago has everything. It has grit. It has affluence. It has violence, it has philanthropy, it has all the major sports teams, it's got great food, it's got a beautiful skyline, arguably one of the most beautiful in the states, against the backdrop of Lake Michigan. It's just a perfect setting for this kind of story. There's a lot of political corruption, which is at the essence of Chicago. Chicago is corrupt to its core. And I say that because it's just the truth. I'm not being pejorative. And so it's just a great city to have it. The other reason is because people hear Chicago through mainstream media and they think only of violence. Like Chicago is the gun capital of the world. Even my own family who doesn't live here, they're like, oh my goodness, be careful. Chicago, first of all, is not the number 10 in crime, by the way, even in the US, but people think it is. And so I really want people to see the Chicago I know, the good and the bad. Okay, it's not perfect. No city's perfect, but I want people to be able to see the city, feel the city, hear the city, and learn just the great layers of it. And that's why, to me, Chicago is not just the setting, but I also make the Chicago is also a character in the book.
Yes, exactly. And you go into all of these different worlds, into all of these different neighborhoods, for instance, going into the Ukrainian village. I've been to Chicago several times and for work in my corporate career. And I didn't know about this Ukrainian village. I didn't know about all these different, little neighborhoods and what the flavor of that is and what the history of that is. And I love how you go into, oh, well, the Ukrainian village, it started here because they wanted to be adjacent to this Russian village. And I don't know. I love all these little interesting tidbits that I'm learning, about Chicago. Sally is saying both of your books are free to read on Kindle right now, and she can't hardly wait to start the first one. Yay! That's
Yay,
awesome. So
Sally.
thanks for the hot tip, Sally. Now, if you are a paper reader like myself, an old-fashioned gal here, you can also grab your copy of Dr. Ian's book right here, Wolf Point, out now. I'm popping the link in the comments. You can grab it from Murder by the Book tonight. And if you like to read paper books like me, I know a lot of people like to read Kindle, and a lot of people like to read paper. So grab your copy right now and get reading, because this is such a fun book.
Is it bad to say I'm an old fashioned person too? And by all means, you can get Kindle, digital. It's audio. It's narrated by this great actor. My best friend who actually painted this painting here.
Wow.
He only listens to my books and all books on audio. But I'm old fashioned too, Sarah. I love to touch the book and feel
Me
it
too.
and to put it
And
down and come back and get it. It's just yes, it's me. But and I want to thank Murder by the Book, by the way, which is obviously a legend in our business for keeping our genre alive and bringing it the attention. Some people kind of look down at our genre because it's not literary, but I really appreciate you guys for supporting us, those who love the genre and who like to read it and write it. So thank you very much.
yay. Oh, what a lovely shout out. Thank you so much, Ian. And as I've segued over to this mystery realm, I have noticed that literary snobbery, which I didn't know existed. What is the deal with that?
I mean,
Why does this exist? What's happening?
I think because this is just my
Yeah,
surmising.
tell
When we're
us.
taught about great writing and literature, we're taught Faulkner and Dickens as kids, right? These are the exemplars. This is literature. But I mean, who should define literature? I mean, literature is more than just kind of a classic, this is what the arrived read. Literature is everything. It's sci-fi, it's mystery, it's romance, you know, and I read all this stuff. I read everything, and I just think that it's really mysteries get a bad rap in the literary snobbish world, and I just don't think it's beneficial. Some people don't want to read literary books because they're not interested in that content, and I think that there are people who would read, but they want to read mysteries. That's good. We want everyone to read, right? We all love books. We love stories.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that's a really interesting point that you raise. Who is determining and who is in charge of determining what is great literature and what is great writing? I know I haven't read a lot of the great writing, the people that you just this named, but I've read a lot of mysteries and I love them. And I love about them is I think what you went back to what you said before, the challenge to solve something. That's how my brain works too. I like a puzzle to solve. I like to figure out. I like whodunits, which is why I love police procedurals or private investigators procedurals like this. I like to be on that chase with them. Oh, interesting. Sally is saying she goes both ways. She likes both the Kindle, and if she likes it enough, she'll buy the paper copy. Very interesting. And sometimes I'll do that with both the hardcover and the paper. So, and especially if they change cover, I like to do that. Melissa Watson saying, "Hi, Sarah and Ian. He sounds very interesting." Melissa Watson, welcome to the Conversation Mystery and Thriller Maven member. They're great to have you. Dr. Ian is fascinating. Welcome. You're going to love him, and you are going to love his books. Wolf Point, the second in the series of his Ashe Cayne series, the first, of course, being The Unspoken. Oh,
Oh, by
Christina
the way,
is saying,
Sarah, can I
oh,
just say this?
tell me.
So I decided to have a mystery within the mystery. So on my
Ooh,
Instagram page, it's at Dr. Ian Smith, spell the doctor out, IAN Smith. I posted 6 questions. There's a post of me holding my book, and it's 6 questions related to the book and also to Chicago. You don't have to have been here to answer the questions. You can look them up online. Whoever gets all 6 answers right, I'm going to give $1,000 just because it's like a puzzle. So I want people to figure out while they're reading, looking for some of these details that are in the questions.
what? A mystery within a mystery. Dr. Ian is offering us a mystery with, I'm writing this down, within a mystery over on his Instagram with a $1,000 prize. Dr. Ian, this just got way more fun. This is crazy. Okay, you guys, I'm putting Dr. Ian's Instagram in the chat, in the comments on all of the platforms. So what? This is so fun and crazy. So this week I also on the board of my local library, and I host and curate their local author speaker series, and I just hosted this Boston Globe guy, Daniel Barbarisi, who was chronicling the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt. Did you hear about that? So
Yes.
this guy was given a terminal cancer diagnosis. So instead of just doing the chemo and wah, he decides to put a treasure together and then issue a challenge globally to have everyone try to pursue this challenge. Well, Dr. Ian is saying, you ain't got nothing on me, Forrest Fenn. Here's my Instagram challenge. Everybody head over, follow Dr. Ian. There's the link. And let's see who can solve the mystery first.
Yes.
Melissa Watson is saying, that is awesome. It sure is. This is so cool. I'm really excited. An unexpected. You keep me guessing, Dr. Ian. You keep me guessing. And for those who prefer Twitter, you can also follow Ian over on Twitter. I'm popping the link into the comments there as well. So what made you want to do that? You just said, let's do something fun. It's been a year and a half of pandemic. What's going on?
Well, yeah, because I think I did this with The Ancient Nine, which was my 2 novels ago, which is about my secret society experience at Harvard. So people like secret society stuff. It's really cool. It's based on my actual experience of going and joining one of these secret societies. I just feel like it's just fun. I think that when people are reading already detectives, they're already trying to figure it out. So why not have some fun? So you get some from the book, you do a little research online, which we all can do. I just think it's a nice little fun thing for people to try.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. So, Dr. Ian, no slacker, a graduate of both Harvard, Columbia, and the University of Chicago. Very cool. Very, very cool there. And for those who are interested in learning more about the secret societies, you can pick up that book as well. I'll pop it into the comments as well. So, are you already in the process of writing Ashe Cayne #3? Are you in the baking brainstorming phase? Are you in the fast typing phase? What phase are you in, Ian?
I am in the phase of writing Ashe Cayne #4, literally.
Oh my gosh,
Ashe
you're already on 4?
#3 is done. It's called The Overnights, and it
Ooh.
is so much fun. So much fun. I'm going to introduce people to my other life, which is the TV media life. And this book is about a celebrated local Chicago anchorwoman who is in the middle of sweeps, which is the name for ratings period. And she is at war to maintain her #1 position against her rival. And lo and behold, a body shows up somehow, some way, and Ashe Cayne needs to investigate. So it's
Ooh.
already done, already baked, ready for next year.
So wait, so okay, so that's number 3. And what stage are you in number 4? Are you baking? Are
Num-
you fast typing?
I'm typing. I'm fast typing. I am three-quarters way done with number 4. And that's going to be fun. That's going to be a very kind of, um, I don't say out there, but it's kind of like a underworld kind of thing that Ash gets involved in trying to solve, and kind of as he's going to solve one case, it opens up this bigger case of all these kind of things that are happening behind the scenes. It starts off with the death, the suspicious death of one of the wealthiest men in Chicago. That's how it starts.
Ooh, oh my goodness. I'm just intrigued and then intrigued. Christina saying this sounds like such a fun Hallmark movie and mysteries type of book. And Christina, I don't know if you were here in the beginning when Ian shared that his Ashe Cayne series has been optioned for a streaming service yet to be named series. So so much exciting news. And did you get to pick the voice of your audiobooks? Christina saying she
Actually,
prefers audiobooks. She says
yeah,
she's only reading audiobooks. Do you get to
yes,
pick the voice? Is it
I
just
did.
happen to be your friend?
Actually, they had a suggestion. They gave me a couple suggestions, a couple samples,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a guy who one of my sons listened to his audiobooks. This guy was a narrator, and I used to listen to it, and I love this guy's voice. And I said to the publisher, actually, I like these guys, but I want this guy. And so they called him up. They found his agent. He read a sample of the book, sent it in. I loved it, and he's the narrator for both of
Oh,
them.
and will
Yeah,
he be the narrator? We will expect to hear the same voice. Yes.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing. So in my mystery and thriller maven group, I let people submit questions in advance. And one of the questions that came in advance was if you had to be stuck on a desert island with one or two of the characters from either book 1 or book 2, who would it be and why? So Ash, I'm thinking.
That's easy. Ash and Mechanic.
Asher Mechanic, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so Mechanic is someone from his boxing training
His
club.
sidekick. Yeah, his sidekick.
Sidekick.
Yeah.
Definitely someone who can throw elbows. Who is he's Ukrainian. He takes Ash into the secret war. He's trying to figure out if the Russians are involved. One of the funniest lines I thought of the book was when he's in there in with the baker Yeltsin, and Yeltsin
Yelton.
says it's always easy to blame a Russian because it's so true. Oh my goodness. Um,
That
Melissa
was good.
I speak Russian actually.
Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, that was very good.
Thank you, thank you. Melissa, she prefers paper book. I love the feel of a real book. Me too, Melissa. There's just something so wonderful about holding paper and
It's the tactile. It's a tactile sense. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Sally's saying she likes to listen on audio as well. She can knit and listen. Absolutely. So many people are listening on the treadmill, listening as they go about their
Driving
day.
to work. Driving to
Right.
work. Yeah.
Exactly. Riding the train, however you get there is really cool. So, Ian, we're almost out of time. What is something you wish I had asked or that you just want to share with us?
I would just like to say to all the readers that all authors work really hard
Mm,
on their craft. And while you may not like what they wrote or you may disagree with what they wrote, just be respectful that this is someone who's worked really, really hard and they've put their heart and soul into it. And you don't have to like what they write, but
mm.
let's just be respectful. And it's like art. I mean, if you paint something and you really like it and someone else comes up and trashes it, how would you feel? It wouldn't feel really great. So we all love good stories. We all love books. We are supporters of books, and let's just support each other and spread the word. I mean, books are powerful. Books can help you escape. They've helped me escape as a kid. They still help me escape now. You get to this world that someone else has created, and it allows you to leave your world, even if it's temporary. So I just love books. I'm gonna continue to write books as long as I can. I hope to entertain you guys. And if you have some positive feedback or want to send me some encouragement, I am never above being encouraged. So anything you have to lift me up and make me feel good and keep my energy going, I appreciate that. That keeps my fire burning.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome to know. So you do when people message you, when people post, it's you who's running your accounts.
Oh,
It's
my,
actually
my
you.
Instagram and Twitter is all me. So if you send me a DM and Instagram, which is in the chats at Dr. Ian Smith, I'm the one who spelled Dr. out. I'm the one who's going to respond. Absolutely.
Very cool. Christina's saying she really appreciates your juggle and your hustle. Absolutely. And how do you keep your energy up in besides people messaging you and saying and knowing that your writing has had that impact on them, that your writing has kept them up till 3 a.m., that means something. How do you stay motivated? Do you ever lose that motivation and how do you
Um,
regain it? Or are you just always motivated?
I'm always motivated. I mean, sometimes more motivated than other times, but for me, it's very simple. It comes down
Mm,
to three things. One is passion. I'm very passionate about things and I like to pursue my passion. And so when I'm passionate about something, it doesn't feel like work. It's of joy and a pleasure. So in life, try to find your
mm,
passion and pursue it. Number two is I'm fearless when it comes to failing. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to lose because I use losing and failing as great lessons, opportunity to learn from. And so I go try things that I'm interested in, even if people say you're crazy to do that or you'll never make it. Those things mean nothing to me. I'm going to try it because I want to try it. And lastly, I would just want to say that when you respect that life is finite and that all of us have an endpoint, and we don't know when the endpoint or how the endpoint's going to come, but when you respect the finality and the finiteness of life, that allows you to better appreciate and be grateful for the time that we do have. And so don't waste it being negative, kind of sitting around. Be as positive as possible, be as productive as possible, and have fun. And that's just those three are my guiding posts for my life. Those three things.
Ah, Ian, it is always such a joy to host you because I just love your passion. I love your clarity. I love your focus. I love your get up and go. I mean, just that you are so focused on your craft. You're so focused on the process. You're so focused on what you do and how you do it. That's what I think is really cool. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. Absolutely amazing. Christina's saying exactly this resonates. Oh my goodness. Y'all, thank you so much for joining the incredible #1 New York Times bestselling author, Dr. Ian K. Smith. And I just want to remind you, you can grab a copy of Wolf Punt tonight. I am putting it in the comments. Grab it. Support this woman-owned bookstore, Murder by the Book. And you are going to enjoy this. And then when you're done, you can go back and read The Unspoken. Also, such a great book. I'm going to pop that into the comments as well because once you get hooked, you're going to go back through the backlist, and you're going to be glad it's there while we're waiting for Ashe #3 and Ashe #4. All right, you guys, I'll be back at the top of the hour with Archer Mayer. Dr. Ian K. Smith, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Y'all follow him on Twitter, follow him on Instagram, and buy his book. Have a great night,
Yeah.
and I will see you
Thank
soon.
you. Take care.